Hello, Robert.
Hi there, Craig.
As I said a minute ago, I can't believe we're sitting here with minutes to go to the airport, and we haven't actually did this quick interview. But
anyway. Lucky it's Sunday because there's no traffic.
It's Sunday. We'll get there. Well, that's no traffic to you is probably busy for us.
Aye.
Can you give us a quick summary, if you like, of sort of who you are and how you've actually ended up here in Sao Paulo doing what you're doing?
Well, as you know, my name is Robert Meikle, and I've been in Brazil for a long time. Since 1992 is when my mum and dad came to Brazil first as missionaries. I grew up here. Then in 1999 we went back as a family to Scotland, and I was in Scotland for 2 years. And after the 2 years, I felt the Lord called me back to work with kids and young people here in Brazil. I wasn't sure what I was going to be doing or who I was going to be working with or anything, and it was a big step of faith, as you can say, and left my job in Scotland and left family and came back out. I got in touch with a friend of mine who's a teacher at the Christian school at Paca, and I lived with him for nearly 2 months, and through prayer and through reading and searching and looking to see what God had in mind for me, then we found Abba and we found Thomas, and I went to visit Thomas and had a meeting with Thomas, and that's how it all came about and how I started working with the kids here.
So Abba was already in existence at that point, was it?
Well, this was in 2001.
Right.
So Abba's 16 years old now. So 2001 was just a wee while back. Yeah. And so Abba was around. That's where I met Savannah, my wife.
I mean, one of the questions that I put to Thomas was that even in the last 5 years, Abba has changed considerably from what it was originally. I take it that's for the better as far as you're concerned.
Yes, for the better. When I first joined Abba was 2 houses: the Rescue House and the Ebenezer House. And so the Rescue House was where the boys came straight off the street, and then the other house was a sort of transition house. So from that house they would move on to their families or to substitute families. But now, 5 years later, we've got the Elohim house, which is the boys' house, Casa Esperança, which is the girls' house. We've got the República, which is the teenagers' house. We've got Formigas, which is where Ben is, and we have us at Casa Semear in the heart of the favela with the kids and families.
Because that was another thing as well, that you mentioned Ben. What you're doing and what Ben's doing is quite different from the houses.
Yes.
Because obviously you're focusing on prevention.
Mm-hmm.
But how did that come about rather than just have another house the same as what they already have? Right.
The prevention work, that started up saying we're going back nearly 6 years now. And we took part in a research programme that was going on in the centre of Sao Paulo to find out how many kids were on the streets at the time and where they were coming from. And a large number of the children who were on the streets down in the city centre, they were actually coming from São Jorge, where we are just now, where Casa Semear is. And after the research programme, we felt a huge call and a very, very strong feeling to start working with these children before they got onto the streets, and so that's where the prevention all comes in, and working with the children and the families before the kids run away from home.
Okay.
So rather than picking the kids up from the bottom of the hole, we're sort of catching them by the collar before they actually fall in. So,
I mean, it's very much a partnership of you and Silvana. I know I'm quite guilty of saying Robert all the time, but it is very much you and your wife Silvana, isn't it?
Yes.
Together as a team.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this month has been, we just had the baby and Silvana's been at home this month, but once Marianne's a wee bit bigger, then Silvana will be back with me again in the favela. Alone is very, very difficult, and well, the two of us is very, very difficult. But she's a good support, and we are a team.
Can you give us a quick sort of summary? Obviously, you now have the new Casa Semear property.
Yes.
Which is an incredible sort of leap from where you were 5 years ago. I mean, you must think that's a...
Well, even from the beginning of the year. Having the house is wonderful. It's totally changed the ministry. From being in a wee tiny church hall or a garage, to having this huge house and this huge facility. I mean, it really is a big, big blessing. And with your time being here and being part of us in this initial stage has been very, very special, and to sort of see things happening in the house alongside all the work with the kids as well. I mean, you came and we've been over and over this big, big list of how many projects do we have to get this house in better condition for the work with the kids and this and that. And we've done a bathroom.
yes. Just scratch the surface really of the things to be done.
So it is great, we're going to be able to have many different activities in the house, and hopefully at one point when we have a team with us, we can have different activities going on at the same time, all through the day. But as it's just me and my wife just now, then time's limited, and I can't spread myself out over the house and be with a big number of children. So there are still some limitations.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, following on from my own visit, the plan is that next year we're hoping to have lots of people come and help you with all kinds of things. How important is that sort of support coming from Scotland?
Oh, how important! It's incredibly important, Craig. As we've been able to talk about through your visit here, is when we have people to help, then things in the house get done. And when we don't, then things don't get done. And it's as simple as that. And it's very, very important that we have people coming to visit and coming to help, because then we can see progress in the house and we can get the house closer to what we would like to see it in the future for the children. Because the way it is, the way the house is set up just now, it's not totally adequate, and I say a lack of space, but we've actually got a lot of space, but how can you explain this word? I mean, different rooms for different things. So we've got the library to think about, we've got the arts room to think about, we've got the games room downstairs, and the classrooms, and the computer room, and the list goes on, and we're using maybe two major spaces in the house just now. One is the future library, and the other is the big hall upstairs. And so there's still a lot to get done before we can actually...
I mean, it would be nice to think that maybe in the short term, and I mean by that the next year or even 2 years, that you would get the property to the sort of condition that you would want it. I mean, do you even think about the future beyond that? Do you have plans of what you would like to be happening beyond that sort of time scale?
Oh, we do. Once the house is fully ready, to all adequate for what the rooms are going to be made up to and things, is to have the team of people helping us and working there and serving the community and serving the children and families, and for them to come and have lunch with us, and have a lunch time. So there's children coming and going all through the day, so it's not just the morning group and the afternoon group. We don't want the children being vulnerable out on the streets, which happens a lot. And sometimes you get kids who don't go to school and they want to go in the morning and in the afternoon, and you don't really want to send them away, because what are they going to do if they're not at the house? They're going to be out on the street, and they can be picked up by folk and get up to who knows what. So we would love to see the house up and running, and to have it constantly open, for the families, for the kids, as a safe place for them to be and come to know the Lord. So.
Fantastic. No, that's brilliant. Thanks very much, Robert. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.